Hey, it's your Auntie Annie, back with another super recipe for you. Today, I'm going to be doing Mom's fried chicken. Now, Mom was a lady that she didn't make it very often, but tell you when she did, it's better than Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it was also a specialty food. If she ever heard like you're in Jamaica and there's a hurricane coming, you'd have to make some fried chicken because it could keep for a couple days even out of the fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the whole thing, how we season it and how we fry it up. Okay, be back in a minute. So this is my chicken, getting ready to do the fried chicken. I've bought maybe like a 3-pound fryer. So I gotta apologize that we had a little technical difficulty with the microphone, so we lost the sound. Anyhow, like I said, 3 pounds of fryer chicken. I went ahead and washed it, dried it, pat dried, and then went ahead and used the seasoning, which was salt, garlic powder, black pepper, all-purpose seasoning, paprika, some pepper flakes. So the thing is with Mom's chicken, fried chicken, unlike in North America where a lot of people would probably do a brine, soak your chicken, or use different products that you can leave it over, like to soak it overnight and then thing. She just did a basic seasoning on it, and she used um, flour and thing to dredge it in and then fry it. Right. So we're gonna go ahead. The video will show you what I'll do with the seasoning. Once I season it, I'll put it in the fridge, and we'll go ahead and take it out maybe an hour or so before frying, and so it comes back to room temperature. Anyhow, so let's go ahead. We're going to finish this, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you when we begin to get everything ready for frying. So now, after doing all the seasoning and everything, I have gone ahead and I heated up my oil. Like I said, everything will be in the description, so you can go ahead and see, what's used. So while I'm doing that, heating up the oil, I'm also going to season up the oil. So I'm going to be putting a little garlic, head of garlic, clove of garlic, a Scotch bonnet, and a scallion. Now, my mom, she didn't do this, but for me, this is how I tweak her recipes, right? So I let it go in the beginning and take it time and season the oil. So while that's getting done, I'm going to take my seasoned chicken here, and I'm going to show you how I make up my batter uh, for the chicken. Now, most people I've heard, like in the States, people like to use they use all kinds of marinade, whether they use a brine or they use butter, milk, or whatever. But my mom didn't do that. That's not how real Jamaicans do that. They season it up. We don't use any soy sauce or anything on the seasoning because you don't want the chicken to come out too dark. So this is how she did hers. So what we do now is that I'm going to use about a cup and a half of regular flour, and I'm going to use about a half a cup of cornstarch mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together in the bag. So depending on how much chicken you have, right, you'll know. So that's about, like I said, about a cup and a half. And then we'll go ahead also. So the cornstarch is a trick to help it actually make the chicken come out crispy. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And let me see. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it for the time being because I didn't take out my my measuring cup. So I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks like about thing. So I'm also going to be adding to this. I'm going to add a little bit of paprika. And like I said, everything is in the description. And I'm going to go ahead and add me some black pepper. And just a touch of garlic powder. And a little salt. So I'm going to go ahead, just toss this about in here. And I'm going to, when I'm ready to put my chickens in, I'll come back and show you, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and just make sure all the ingredients are mixed up together. And this is what I'm going to put the chicken in before putting it in the oil. So I'll come back when I have my first piece to go into the oil. So I've put my chicken in the flour mixture. I'm shaking off the excess flour and I'm just going into the oil. So the temperature is at a medium temperature because you don't want it to be burned on the outside and not cooked properly on the inside. So I'll go ahead and gently put my chicken. So I tend to put the leg and thighs first because they're the hardest to cook through, I think. So I just used an entire chicken to cut up to make this. And let's go in and put this little piece left. Yeah, I don't want it. One more. Put this wing in here. And make sure your chicken comes back to room temperature before you go ahead and fry it. So I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to let this fry for a little. I'm also going to make sure that my temperature is just right. I'm going to put the top on when it starts to cook because you want a kind of a steam so that the inside gets done. So I'll be back when I'm ready to take out this first set. So you can see, I'm just giving you a quick update on it. So what my mom normally will do too is she'll put the cover on to help it to kind of steam, and then we'll take it off to let it get its golden brown. So I'm not touching it at all now. Just going to leave it for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and flip them over and see how they're going. Okay. I'm going to check on the chicken now. Going to make sure I wipe off all the moisture on the top of the lid. And you can see it's cooking, but we're ensuring that it's cooking on the inside, right? So I'm just going to flip them. I'm probably going to leave the lid on for another few minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and take it off. And then we can, when I know the inside is cooked, then we're worried about getting that golden crust on it. Okay, so I'm put that back on. I'll see you when I'm ready to take out this set. Okay, so I'm going to take off the cover now because I had it about 10 minutes of steaming almost, 8 to 10 minutes. So now we can go ahead and let it go ahead and get the kind of color. So my mom's batter is a light batter. It's not a heavy thing batter, but I find that it's not greasy or anything like that. So I'll let these fry up. When I'm ready to take them out, I'll come back and show you. Okay, so first set is coming out. I'm going to make sure I drain away as much of the oil as I can. I'm going to start reducing the heat because I want to make sure the second batch that the oil is not too overly hot. So you see it's nice fried chicken there. Make sure it's drained properly. And of course, put it on the wire rack so it keeps crispy. So I'm going to go ahead now, put it out here. And the last piece. Oh, it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead, just remove it from the heat for a few minutes. I've removed all my seasoning that I put for the oil because the oil now has that in there, so I don't need to. So I'm going to go ahead, put in the next batch, and then when I'm totally finished, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so the last piece of chicken is out. We're all done. As you can see, I didn't tell you at the beginning that, I use my Dutch pot, which you can see how versatile a cooking instrument it is, because anything you can think of cooking, it is. So doing the fried chicken in here is wonderful as well. So I hope you'll try this recipe. I call it Mummy's Hurricane Fried Chicken, because anybody living in Jamaica and hurricanes coming, Mom would say, remember to fry the chicken. So hope you'll try it. It's a great recipe. Just keeping Mom's food recipes, all these things alive, right? So anyhow, remember when you watch this video to like and subscribe and share it with a friend. Until we see each other again, have a good one.